Looking today at a used rifle that I picked up. This is a U.S. Smith Corona 1903 A3 and 30-06 caliber, and by the serial number this one was manufactured in 1944. I picked it up for the fairly reasonable price of $400 at a used gun shop. These represent a very good value for people looking to build custom rifles, whether you just want to go with a sporter rifle with iron sights or you want to rechamber it altogether and use it as a bare action. The condition that I picked this up in, the metal finish is very, very good. The bluing I would rate at 95 or higher percent. Just a few small scratches. The stock, while shootable, needs some repair. There's a crack going around the fore-end tip, as well as a fairly sizable chip right there by the tang. So, if I decide to stay with this stock, I'm going to go ahead and refinish it, put a new fore-end tip and a recoil pad on, but there's a lot of aftermarket stock options. The rear sight here appears to be original and in good functioning condition. The windage adjusts easily. The front sight appears to have been replaced by the previous owner, and it is a very small front bead sight. That I will probably look to replacing with an original GI blade style sight. The rifle functions well mechanically. The bolt is smooth, easy to open and close. The 3-position safety works as intended. Locked on this position, and in the middle position, still able to open and operate, as well as the magazine cutoff and bolt release. All seem to function normally. The only issue with this rifle mechanically is the trigger. I don't know if all 03A3 triggers are like this, but seeing that the rifle is clear and pointed in a safe direction, this trigger has a very long take-up and then a really creepy trigger pull, a lot of grip, and it stops at a wall right there, and it's really hard to tell when it's going to break. Of course, it helps if you have the safety on the right setting. The trigger pull is very, very long. Lots of take up before the second stage where there's a lot of creep and grit. It's very spongy, and then it hits a final wall, and it really doesn't give an indication of when it's going to break. So that's one thing that I'm going to want to replace. Timney triggers for these are only about $50, so it's a pretty worthwhile investment. Used gun stores, pawn shops, gun shows are all great places to look for actions for conversions and custom rifles. This 1903A3 has a lot of possibilities. You know, a lot of people might want to take it and buy a new 03A3 military stock set and remilitarize it, so to speak. They might want to keep it in a sporter configuration like this, or they might want to build a custom rifle off of it. So $400, I got the whole thing, sling, stock, and everything. If you just wanted the action, you could probably recuperate a lot of costs by selling the hardware that's on it. Between the stock, the barrel, the rear sight, the sling, I'm willing to bet you could recuperate at least $200 of $400 on this, and then you have a very capable action for just $200 ready to accept your new barrel in stock. So, if you're looking, don't always have to look new, don't always have to look online. Make sure you go to your local gun shops every once in a while. See what they're having trouble selling. This one was discounted 33% off because it had been there for months. So, as I customize this rifle to my liking, repair and replace hardware, and basically turn it into a new sporter rifle, I'm going to catalog the whole process on the YouTube channel. So if that's something you're interested in seeing or learning, make sure you subscribe to follow my newest videos.